Jungkook spoke, Jimin sobbed. What's behind this heartwarming moment? An emotional moment involving two BTS members, Jungkook and Jimin, again shook ARMY hearts around the world. This time, it wasn't just a grand stage or a live broadcast that was the backdrop, but an event that was so intimate and unexpected, where Jungkook spoke in a calm tone, while Jimin looked down and couldn't hold back tears. Footage of this incident, although only a few seconds long and captured by a fan's camera by accident, has gone viral and led to various speculations. This Haru moment happened after a closed event held at HYB headquarters. Some Korean media have suggested that BTS members are gathering for an internal meeting, possibly related to a special project or even a big plan that has not yet been announced to the public. Behind the meeting, however, there was one moment that caught everyone's attention. Jungkook approached Jimin with a serious but gentle expression, then said a few words that didn't sound clear from the video. What made the atmosphere change was Jimin's expression. The lead vocalist suddenly grasped Jungkook's hand, lowered his head, and began to cry softly while trying to cover his face with his hands. The camera that secretly recorded the incident captured only a small snippet, but it was enough to show the depth of emotion that was going on. Jungkook and Jimin's relationship is not new to the ARMY. The two have long been known to be close, not only because they are both lead vocalists, but also because of their long history together since the trainee days. Jimin once said that Jungkook was the younger brother he always wanted to protect, while Jungkook repeatedly referred to Jimin as one of the most influential people in his life. However, in recent months, fans have begun to feel that something has changed. Their interactions are becoming less visible in public, and moments together are often fleeting. Although there was no official statement, several sources close to BTS mentioned that Jungkook most likely delivered something very personal. The strongest guess is that he apologized or expressed long-held feelings, perhaps about a temporary separation due to conscription, perhaps about moments missed during each other's busy times, or perhaps about a major decision they were about to make. For Jimin, who is known to be very emotional and empathetic, Jungkook's words could have evoked feelings that had been held back for a long time. His crying is not only a sad cry, but it may also be a form of release from the emotional burden that he has been holding tight. ARMY, as always, showed tremendous support. Many are sending messages of love and strength to both, hoping that whatever is going on could be the beginning of something better. Some fans even called the moment a reminder that they are ordinary human beings who also feel hurt, longing, and love. One of the most touching comments read, "If Jimin is crying because of Jungkook's words, then we know whatever Jungkook says must come from his deepest heart." The emotional moment between Jungkook and Jimin turned out to be not only a highlight for ARMY, but also grabbed the attention of other BTS members who were in the room when the incident took place. Although there are not many who talk or overreact, that is precisely what makes the atmosphere even more full of meaning. Taehyung, for example, is seen just staring in silence, while Namjoon looks down with a serious face. Jin and Youngie, who were sitting a bit further away, also didn't throw any comments, like realizing that this moment was too personal to interrupt. The only movement that stole attention was when Hoseokjae Hope slowly stood up and put his hand on Jimin's shoulder, as if he wanted to channel his strength without having to say anything. All seemed to understand that it was a moment of two friends that they had to give space. Their presence in silence was like a symbol of how strong the bond between the 7 members was. They know that not all wounds have to be answered with sentences. Sometimes it is enough with presence. The question then is, what does this moment mean for the future of BTS? Much speculation is growing. One thing is certain, the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin, which has always been filled with laughter, jokes, and warmth, has revealed a deeper side. This is no ordinary friendship. It is a form of affection and care that is formed from their long journey together, the ups and downs in the entertainment industry, and going through times that are never easy. For many fans, moments like this actually reinforce the reason they love BTS. Not just because of the music or the visual performances, but because of the sincerity and vulnerability displayed by the members, who dared to cry, talk, and love each other for real. Finally, it's about love and loyalty. Maybe the world will never fully know what Jungkook said or why Jimin cried. But the army does not need a long explanation. They have watched the moment with heart. And like many stories that go unspoken in words, what remains is a sense, emotion, love, and a sense of belonging that is so strong. If BTS is a big story, then this moment is one of its most important chapters, where the word family is not just symbolic, but real and full of meaning. After the incident, Jungkook seemed to be alone for a while. In a short video circulating in the fan community, he sits in one corner of the room with a blank stare that is difficult to read. Usually known for being energetic, and often a mood breaker, Jungkook looks very calm this time, too calm. A staffer who did not want to be named revealed that Jungkook had been preparing the words he said to Jimin since a few weeks before. He wants to find the right time, a supportive atmosphere, and enough mental strength to say it. However, like many things in life, plans and reality don't always go hand in hand. When the opportunity came, either because of the situation or an irresistible emotional impulse, he spoke. Not by script, not by strategy, only with the heart. "I must say this now, or I will continue to regret it," Jungkook allegedly said in a low voice to Jimin. There is much speculation about the content of these words. Is that an apology? Confession of guilt or remorse? Clearly, Jungkook has finally opened up an act that for many may be simple, but for an idol who has harbored so much for the sake of image and responsibility, it's an incredible act of courage. For Jimin, that moment cannot be considered trivial. He is known as a very sensitive and full of feelings. However, her tears that night were not just a reflection of sadness, they were also a relief. There was a burden that he had kept close, which finally fell together with a sincere sentence from Jungkook. In one of his previous broadcasts, Jimin once said that the most painful thing is not when someone else hurts you, but when you feel distant from the person you really care about, without knowing how to fix that distance. That sentence now felt like a hint of an old wound that was finally treated that night. After crying, Jimin was seen holding Jungkook's hand firmly. They didn't talk for long, but one look between them revealed everything. Fans who saw the cut of the picture called it a gaze of forgiveness and acceptance. That night, not only did two people understand each other, but two hearts finally found a way to make peace. ARMY asks a lot, will a moment like this have an impact on BTS as a whole? The answer, very likely. Because the relationship between September is the main foundation of BTS so far. When there is tension resolved, when old wounds are healed, and when long-held feelings are finally released, then BTS will not only remain intact, but can grow stronger. It is not impossible. This moment became a turning point. Perhaps a new work will appear born of the emotions of that night. BTS has always had their own way of telling life stories, and this could be a new chapter that is deeper and more touching than ever. Jungkook and Jimin's story that night is a reminder that true relationships aren't always full of laughter. Sometimes it is born from wounds, from silence, from tears, and from the courage to say something difficult. They prove that true love and friendship can survive even if time and distance try to change everything. And for armies around the world, this moment is an invitation to feel, not just watch. Because behind the glitter of the stage, BTS always offers something much deeper, a timeless human story. If you want, I can move on to the part about possible new songs or Jungkook's personal reflections after this incident. This heartwarming moment will continue to be one of the unforgettable memories for the ARMY. He reminds us that despite their popularity, achievements, and busy schedules, BTS members are still human beings with deep feelings and complicated relationships. Jungkook's words may never be heard in full,